It might seem a little odd that, Missouri, a state in the middle of America, is focusing a project on immigration, but, you don't have to be a border state to feel the effects of immigration in your community and in your state. Immigration is happening everywhere, and I think through the stories that we're illustrating in Homeland really represent that. We spend a lot of time traveling across Missouri, getting an idea of how immigration actually affects communities here. Smaller communities, small towns in Missouri, particularly in Monette, Missouri. There's a large influx of Hispanics that came there because there were jobs available. And we take a look at what has been the effect on that town from having a new culture come to a town that essentially was a white town, of all American-born, American-bred people. What has that done for the economy there? How has that affected the schools? Would I want to work in a chicken processing plant? Probably not. But I'm glad that there's people who are willing to do that, and it's a good job. They make a good living, and without places like Tyson there, where would those people work, and what would happen to that town? And those are things that we're looking at, because you don't necessarily look at it from that perspective of what happens if there aren't people to take jobs. What happens if those industries leave and go to another country? I get to be in the homes of families that I normally would never be there. You don't get to experience the camaraderie of different cultures, and hopefully the personal experiences that I'm getting from being there live will come through in the documentary, and other people will feel that they've experienced these other cultures and certain circumstances that otherwise they would have no idea about.
¿Quién quiere tacos? Ya échala pronto, ya préndele.
A lot of the experiences that I'm getting as a producer on this documentary are new to me. I attended my first homecoming. Believe it or not, I've never been to one. I was really excited. Felt like I was part of the kids. I was a little nervous though. When you enter a high school and it's like, oh, I hope they like me. In Monette, it's been about 15 years that they've had this Hispanic, mostly Mexican population, and this year actually was, it sort of was the highlight of how far they've come, because this was the first year that they had a Mexican homecoming queen, and I think that says a lot for how far that they've come. Yeah, I think for cultural assimilation, it's for newer immigrants to the United States, it's easier through their children. I think that we're seeing that assimilation through kids, especially after through grade school and into the high school level. The American dream is different for every single person that lives in the United States, and for those that are coming here. And it depends on who you are, what your background is. American dream is what it is to each person.